Ah, that we do, folks. Your boy, Marcus 205 numbers after the name. Little God of War action over here, little Freestyle Friday action over here, man. I want to share one of these trials that I did, man. And this is kind of, you know, it's about like post-game content right now that a lot of people have probably finished up already. God of War. It's not really that long of a game to beat, honestly. It kind of depends on how sidetracked you want to get. If you kind of steamroll through it, you get through it maybe like a day. It was pretty quick. But if you go and do the side content, which I definitely recommend, it takes a little bit longer over here, man. But post-game wise, it's kind of up to you, whatever you want to do. The area is kind of free. It's just a matter of you want to tackle like any other side quests that you didn't get a job, for example, to finish, or that you just didn't finish at the time and you want to do now. And the only one that really motivated me was the trials as well, because I knew there was still like some like other levels I could have gotten, some more stuff I could have done over there, and I wanted to see like what the end of it was and what it looked like. I haven't gotten back to it. I might. I'm not 100% sure. I've kind of been like really sunken my teeth in like this Assassin's Creed Origins game that I'm playing. Like, it's very well done. I'm shockingly surprised. I kind of played it just thinking, I was like, all right, I've played all the other Assassin's Creed. Might as well play this one too and see what it is. And you know, I heard that it was alright, and I wanted to check it out. But it's really like dug deep into me, and I was a little bit nervous about playing an open world kind of action game after God of War. And I'm pretty happy that playing Assassin's Creed feels this good, because I genuinely was nervous. Like, how the hell am I going to go back to playing one of these after playing what I consider like the masterpiece of the genre, like a game that like is just like I hold to like a whole completely standard. Like, I was jaw dropped from moment one to like the end of the game, and now I'm just gonna have to play some other game. And especially I was like, especially some game that came out before God of War, right? That couldn't even like react to it or whatnot. But it's okay. I bring you hope, and I bring you hope in knowing that you can go and play older open world games and still feel very happy after God of War. It's pretty cool too, is it has like God of War has some like Greek and like Roman kind of like influences in them, so I'm kind of like, I'm still going with the ancient times. And the new Assassin's Creed is rumored to be in Greek, so I was like, okay. I was like, I feel you. I was like, all right, I'm there. I'm cool with that. I'm all into that, man. I'm hot right now with this kind of stuff, man. The one thing though that is lacking, and that I pointed out already in a ton of videos, and when you compare a game like Assassin's Creed and like God of War, is the combat system, right? So Assassin's Creed, to me, the side quests in Assassin's Creed are just as good, maybe. I wouldn't say just as good as God of War. They're different, though, right? Like, there's a lot more side quests in Assassin's Creed than there is God of War, and that's a good or a bad thing. I'm kind of cool with it right now because I kind of have like the time to play it. I'm kind of just taking literally my sweet time, not really rushing through it at all. So I've committed. I've probably been playing it for like 2.5 weeks at this point. Maybe 2.5 weeks. But I'm going through like almost every side quest. I'm checking off a lot of those boxes, whereas in the past I would have just flew by them. But they're cool. Like the Assassin's Creed like ones are like pretty cool, pretty meaty. Some are dumb, some are silly. I had one like the other day where I literally just like fought this guy. Like this guy was just like fighting people, and I stepped in and helped him out. And you're like, yo, why are you fighting? He's like, I'm a fighter. And I'm like, what? And then you like fight for the guy or whatever. That's cool. And then he like bangs out a chick at the end. Solid. You know what I'm saying? I think the God of War one's a little more grounded than that, but they also have their own kind of aspects of humor. But I think the humor is more playing off the characters kind of themselves. When Assassin's Creed, it's like, check out this bunker scenario, and it's playing off the characters well by it, but not to that extent of or at least the extent that I feel of an Assassin's Creed or of a God of War. So they're different kind of side quests, but I think they're fine in both ways. Story-wise, I might be like halfway through the story in Assassin's Creed. I think one cool thing that God of War did was it allowed you to kind of explore like the side quests, but it also kept you focused on the story, and it limited some of the side quests you could do until you got parts of the story. Assassin's Creed does that to a certain extent, but it's just like tenfold, right? Whereas in God of War, maybe there's like 2-3 side quests you can do. Go free these dragons, go kill these Valkyries. But even the Valkyries are like really fun at the end. But you know, go free like these like couple dragons, go get these rifts. And that's it. Like do the side quest for like this elf guy over here, or gnome dude, or for example, do you know the I'm drawing a blank right now. Not the elf guy, not the man, I'm drawing a blank. Not the dwarf, pardon me. Ones, but also like the ghost ones that you have like around the lake and stuff like that. So there are like a handful of those, but they all kind of come piecemealed. And your character, they do a very good job of kind of being like, we could do the main thing, we could do the side thing, your choice. Assassin's Creed is literally just like, hey, welcome to Alexandria. Boom! 15 different things you could do. And you're like, what? Like, okay, I guess it's on me. And then it's like, oh, by the way, here's your main mission. Go kill that guy if you want to. So for example, I'm at like a point where I had to kill like 4 or 5. Like you have kind of like a list of like a hit list or whatever, and I have one where I have to kill like crocodile, hyena. If you play the game, you kind of understand where I'm at there. And I have one like the crocodile. It's kind of like my last one to do. But I've kind of been going around the map and doing everything else like on it and whatnot. So pacing wise, I feel God of War did a better job in that. Well, God of War does the best job to me, though, is in the combat, and that's why I always post these videos over here, man. Because the combat to me is so underrated, and just like Assassin's Creed can't even hang, man. Like this in Origins, they really tried to do a little bit better, man, with like the dodging and the parrying and stuff like that. And it almost feels like a very, 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 very bootleg Dark Souls, kind of like a Dark Souls mixed in with what Assassin's Creed was trying to was doing back in the past. And I think that to me is even more of a merit of how much I enjoy and how good these Assassin's Creed games are, that they have such a crappy combat system, but I'm still like all about it. Like I'll still play the crap out of it and I'll still enjoy my time over here. Whereas God of War gave you the story, gave you the side quests, and it gave you this like baller, combat system that just is almost flawless. I feel like it really after I started playing God of War, I was trying to remember. I was like, man, what action game can I even compare this to? And I've played like the Batman games, and I really enjoyed that combat system a lot. God of War grabs that combat system and just takes it to another level. You know, it's like, all right, man. These guys, they did a good job, man. They did a pretty good job. That's pretty solid, man. But check this out. That's where I think it kind of, it's a little bit different. But I'm playing Assassin's Creed for the story, for the setting. The setting's beautiful. It looks amazing. It's pretty cool, man, because you look at God of War, and it has a lot of contrasting situations, but it's mainly in the snow, right? It's mainly. There are some lush green areas. There's some riverbeds and stuff like that. So we do see different things, but you kind of go back hell is the snow. There's literally a snow region where you go get that giant with the hammer and whatnot. You got a little piece of chisel or something like that. So to go to Assassin's Creed now, which is literally all desert. There's a little bit of water. There's an oasis here or there. A little bit of water. But that's kind of it, man. Everything else is pretty cool, seeing kind of that just the position and stuff like that. And ultimately, it's about the mood you're in, man. And that's kind of how I've laid out my video game list, man. I kind of have a big Excel sheet of all my games, and I kind of look through it. You know, when I'm done with one game, when I'm finishing up one game someday, I'll look through it and be like, all right, man, what am I playing? You know, I have an itch now, for example, to go back and play Donkey Kong Country 2. That's kind of what I've been fiending, right? I played a Tropical Freeze, probably put up a video of that in a couple weeks. It's dope. It's pretty damn good. But to me, it's not as good as the older ones. So I was kind of I kind of wanted to go back and play a Donkey Kong Country 2, which I think for most people would consider it the peak of the series. I would as well. Even though I'm a big 3 guy as well, man. 2's better for sure. But 3 to me was yo, this thing, the level design in 3 is trippy and crazy, man. A lot of different kind of environments, and they really pushed that Super Nintendo to its maximum potential. I'd go 2, 3, 1. In that order for Super Nintendo days, and I didn't play enough of Returns, man. I haven't. I didn't play enough of it. But I'd probably put Tropical Freeze, I guess, behind 1 now that I think about it, man. Which sucks, man. But I'm a big Donkey Kong guy, man. I'll talk about that in a little bit, man. But God of War, man. Freestyle Friday. Your boy Marcos over here. Another trial down packed over here as long as we finish killing this last guy over here, which I know we did. Spoiler alert. Because or else I wouldn't have posted the video if the trial wasn't a success. Believe me, when I missed the first 1 or 2 times on this, that video doesn't exist. It's been deleted. It'll never exist in the interwebs. Collect the reward. I'm outie.